Hello everyone, how you doing? It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update. All the physical releases coming to the Switch. We're in the 4th week of June the 27th until July the 1st. Remember, when we get to 100,000 subscribers, we're giving away a Nintendo Switch OLED model to one of you. This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakuraco. Yeah, last week we went in hard with Tokyo Treat, now we're adding Sakuraco into the tasty snack mix. Both are fantastic monthly subscription services where each month you get a box absolutely packed to the brim with the latest Japanese exclusive snacks and treats. June's theme for Tokyo Treat is Snacking Shibuya, which is a cool and hip place as you can imagine, with pudding Kit Kat and popcorn soda. Awesome. Sakuraco's theme is Taste of Hokkaido, Japan's most northerly and largest prefecture. Known for its focus on agriculture and dairy, this Sakuraco offers a wide variety of more traditional snacks from Japan, such as arare, senbei, and green tea. Me and my daughter are going to delve into both later in this episode, just before the community spotlight, so stay tuned to see what we think. But if you can't wait, click the link in the description to order yours and get a discount with the code SWITCH. Thanks to Tokyo Treat and Sakuraco for sponsoring this episode. It's a massively packed week. Let's start with Birushana Rising Flower of Genpei. This is quite a big Otomi visual novel from Idea Factory. This one is going back to the historical periods and looks to be channeling some similar vibes to the legendary Hakuoki. If you enjoy that and perhaps other Otomi such as Nightshade and Dairoku, you will probably get a big kick out of this one. We will be having a review for this over on VN Paradise, maybe sometime this week, so stay tuned for that. Monster Hunter Rise plus Sunbreak is releasing this week. Sadly, it is not complete on cart. This physical release contains the base Monster Hunter Rise on the cartridge and a download code for Sunbreak, the DLC. So if you already own the physical version of Monster Hunter Rise, which, let's face it, you probably do since it sold about 11 billion units, this release might be a little bit pointless for you, because then you'll have 2 cartridges of Monster Hunter Rise and 1 floppy voucher for Sunbreak. You may as well just buy the DLC on the eShop. Of course, if you don't own the base game, then this will be a fantastic way to get what is considered to be an absolutely monster game. I mean, literally, it is a monster. And our executive producers, Vey, Robotech, Issa, Dane Wilkinson, Thorn Metaluna, and JCross7776 have chosen this as their pick of the week. My Universe, Green Adventure, Farmer Friends. Once again, Microids, if you ain't gonna provide a trailer, I'm not gonna give you the time of day. Rabbids Party Legends is free from the shackles of being a Chinese console exclusive. Yeah, maybe some of you know that in China there is a Switch console that is region locked to that country. You can only play government approved games, and they don't work on Western Switches either. One of those games was exclusive, the Chinese-made Ubisoft game Rabbids Party of Legends, a party game starring the Rabbids, which I think everyone warmed up to once they teamed up with Mario that one time. I don't know if it's any good because I wasn't buying a Chinese console just to find out, and if the government approved this, then I trust them wholeheartedly. It must be a very good game. It was a game that brought together cultural cooperation and satisfaction to consumers. It was a commendable effort that put Chinese game development on the map. And our executive producer, Punky Deucer, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Omori is releasing at retail this week in North America, I believe. I know it got pushed back a little bit, so I'm not 100% sure on this, but it is worth mentioning because it is a much hyped release. This is an RPG with a very distinctive style to it. A lot of people compared this very favorably to Earthbound, but it definitely has its own unique flavor. Probably cinnamon, which means it's outstanding. Sadly, it doesn't look like it's happening in Europe, at least from what I've heard, so import links are below for you Europeans. And our executive producers are excited about it. Precision Plague, Jennifer M, God of Resin, Viz, Jonathan Rumor, Katacha, and Parsnip Coffee have chosen this as their pick of the week. Instant Sports All-Stars is another one you Europeans are going to be devastated not to receive. Or maybe not. It's from Just For Games and is probably going to be a rehash of their older titles like they did with that Island Sports one I forgot already. Here you have North American sports, so yeah, I'm falling asleep just thinking about it. Moving on, Young Souls is probably releasing at retail in Europe this week. North America, well, it was via limited run, so who knows what's going on there. This is supposed to be an enjoyable beat-em-up crossed with an RPG. It looks pretty good, although it seemed to be a better hit with the critics than for players for some unknown reasons. And our executive producers, Grant Sert and Brent McLean, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Beasties is releasing in Europe this week, obviously taking inspiration from Pokemon and Match 3 puzzle shite. I mean, just listen to this music. Tell me that's not been Pokemon ripped off. Let me tell you a weird story about my life. At college, like British college, not American college, I studied music technology. Don't ask me why. But for the finals, one of them was to compose your own piece of music. You had three descriptions of some events going on, and you had to choose one of them and then create a piece of music that fit it. And the one that I chose was about this energetic bird kind of thing. I don't remember entirely. But in my infinite wisdom, for that test, I basically just used the Chocobo theme from Final Fantasy VII. Except, I changed one note. I got an E. I have zero respect for that examiner because he basically gave Nobuo Uematsu an E. What a joke. Anyways, what was I saying? Beasties, it looks a bit shite. Deathsmiles 1 and 2 is releasing at retail in Europe this week. Yes, this appears to have come from nowhere, since I think we all assumed Strictly Limited would have it as their exclusive. But never mind, more people can get their hands on it and it has better artwork anyways. 3 great shmups in one package. Decent option if you don't want to deal with importing a copy from Japan. Snow Bros Special is also hitting retail in Europe. I'm not sure what's happening with Limited Run's North American version. Either way, this is a remake of some rather classic arcade gameplay. Too bad the new art style makes me want to vomit in my shoes. It's just awful. Disgusting. Before we go into the low prints, may I point your attention towards A Bit More Jordan once again, which over the weekend just saw its second episode release. This time I played Star Wars Phantom Menace on PS1 and made a 1-hour video of the game analyzing it, mainly taking the piss out of it, but also pointing out some of the good things that the game does. I'm not one to boast about my own stuff, but I genuinely think that you will enjoy it. You'll find it entertaining, informative, and humorous. So do me a favor, head over there, go watch it, subscribe if you like it, which I think you will, okay? I know you will. Come on, you like me, you will like that video, I promise. Alright, the Low Prince Into the Breach is up for pre-order right now at Fangamer. This edition nets you a poster and some stickers alongside the game, which is actually now in its advanced edition, which includes even more content. This is considered to be an all-time classic strategy game, very pure and distilled in its genre, and there's definitely telltale signs of it being made by the same devs as the equally classic FTL. I'm surprised it's taken this long, but I guess the physical was waiting for the extra content. If you're waiting patiently for Advanced Wars, then this is an excellent option. It appears to be getting a European release at some point in the future too, but details are currently unknown. And our executive producer, Instacritic, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Strange Brigade is Super Rare's latest physical release, perhaps teaming up with their biggest development studio thus far. Yeah, it's made by Rebellion, known for their Sniper Elite and Zombie Army games. All of those got retail releases, but I can see why this one was shipped off to Super Rare. It's definitely the most niche and experimental of their games. It looks cool though. It's a co-op shooter, a bit like Zombie Army games, but definitely more adventurous with Indiana Jones vibes going on. There's going to be 5,000 units available, some of which net you a rather nice Steenbok, which definitely looks better than the one Limited Run are doing for Blade Runner. Now, I couldn't talk about this last week since they didn't announce the collector's edition at that point, probably because they knew I'd take the piss. But that Steelbook right there is pathetic. Of all the Blade Runner aesthetic goodness they could have chosen from, they chose, well, they didn't choose aesthetic, they chose aesthetic. This was made by someone using an Etch-a-Sketcher with their arse. Look at those art cards down there. Use that, you idiots. Anyways, back to Super Rare and Strange Brigade. This looks to be something I would be interested in, but it being like online co-op, I don't think I would get the most out of it. And our executive producer, Cartoon Soren, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Arcade Paradise is going up for pre-order at Limited Run Games this week. In Europe, this is at retail in a couple of months, and this is going to be a collection of old school arcade knockoffs that, to be honest, look quite good. You've got your breakout clone, a beat 'em up, pretty much every style going. If they're polished enough and work as planned, I can see this being a decent enough collection. I have the analytics thanks to YouTube, and I know the people who watch this video series. Basically, you're all mostly, shall we say, on the mature side. So I think you might enjoy this release. Alright, the imports. Remember guys, if anything takes your fancy and you'd like to import it for yourself, then consider using the links below in the description and the pinned comment. If you click those links, then it also supports this series ever so much. Thank you, really, you're wonderful. And in return for clicking our links, you can get a nice 5% off if you use our coupon code Jordan. Yes, the coupon code that might be running out very soon, Jordan, for 5% off. Plus, it is free shipping over $100. Deiland Pocket Planet is the only big new release that is coming to imports this week. This is a cute little farming live sim type game set on a small planet. It's made by the same people as Summer in Mara. It looks very charming indeed, although just like Summer in Mara, it didn't quite live up to it when the controller was in the player's hands, receiving mild reception at best. It seems Chibig just can't stick the landing with their games. Either way, you may want to pick it up as it's currently an import exclusive with English, although there may be plans afoot to do a Western physical, something to do with the Kickstarter of their latest game. I don't know, I didn't really read upon it. But yeah, import exclusive for now. This week there's also Eve, Ghost Enemies, but that does not have English. But the big news is that you may remember PlayAsia are restocking some of their standard editions of their exclusive games this week. In fact, I made a whole video about it, but this week you can look forward to games such as Love Esquire, The Letter, Trigger Witch, Smashing the Battle, Seabed, Empire of Angels, Sen's Cyberpunk Story, Scourgebringer, If My Heart Had Wings, Pararumi, and Ghostblade HD. Yes, now is your second chance to grab them, don't miss out. They're all very decent examples of their genre, you can't go wrong with any of them. Well, maybe you don't like the yankiness of Sense, but I do like yankiness, so yeah. Why not grab them all? Free shipping over $100. Alright, before we go into the community spotlight, we gotta take a look at some Tokyo Treats and Sakuraco. Alright, let's take a quick look-see at some of the snack boxes, Tokyo Treat, but first, Sakuraco. And it is worth pointing out that Sakuraco, every month you get a piece of traditional kitchenware with each box. The past 2 months for me, I got a nice booze glass, and last month I got some chopsticks. This month, a lovely 4 Seasons soup bowl. Apparently, the 4 Seasons are very significant within Japanese culture, through art especially, and I have to say, I am quite jealous because I live in a place where there's only 2 seasons, disgustingly hot, and oh my god, I need to wear a 7th layer of clothing. Basically, I can't go outside. But this is a very nice soup bowl, and I quite like it a lot. In terms of snacks, let's face it, that's what my belly really wants because plastic takes too long to digest. In June Sakuraco, you get 2 types of dorayaki, one of which is rather traditional, the other slightly more westernized. The Azuki dorayaki is the traditional red bean paste filling, which yes, my daughter has a more eastern tongue than myself, and she can have that one, and it is huge, while I devour the westernized version, which throws out the bean paste, and can you guess what western thing they shoved in? Sadly not a cheeseburger, but in fact chocolate, which is perfect for me, although my daughter did nick the second chocolatey one for herself. She loved both actually. And you know, I'm a big fan of biscuits, and here we have a handful of biscuity stuff. We have a cheese cookie and some, well, they're just called mini biscuits. I like it. Now, we all know what the ultimate test of a biscuit is, in their dunkability. Now, sorry, I ain't dunking cheese in my coffee because I'm not a monster. Cheese deserves to be in my belly untainted. I go as far as dunking bananas in my coffee, and that's my limit. So I devoured the cheese biscuit, pretty sharpish, and it was fantastic. There was 2 actually, and my daughter enjoyed it as well. But how about the mini biscuits? Well, let's take a look. Easy dunk. But when I was a kid, there was the triple threat test. The only way to know the true strength of a biscuit. It's a go! Wonderful. I suppose I could have dunked them in this traditional Hokkaido Genmai cha that comes in the Sakuraco, but probably some ancient Japanese gods would have re-emerged to punish me for being uncouth, which, that would be very acceptable. This tea has a warm, nutty flavour to it after being paired with roasted brown rice, although some advice, don't leave the tea bag in for more than a few minutes, otherwise the flavouring will become so nutty you might end up turning into a squirrel. That is not a fact, sorry furries, that won't work. Let's slide back over to the Tokyo treat for a couple of minutes because I'm not done with the cheesy goodness. As the old saying goes, give a man a fish and you fed him for a day. Give Jordan some cheese sticks and you've got a man who owes you a life debt. Oh, love the cheesy goodness. These are awesome. I genuinely miss snacks like this over here. Cheese is not really a big thing where I am, so if I can fill my belly with strong cheesy flavouring, I am so up for it. I'm also trying to wean my daughter on to the cheesy stuff. It's slow work, but I'm determined. She will enjoy cheese. And finally, let's take a look at these interesting potato wedges called Jaga King or Yaga King, I don't know which one. This is a simple, light snack with a savoury taste that's not overpowering. However, just like any snack of that kind, you will want to devour all of them and then the rest of the entire factory where they make them. I think I need more of these in my life. I can't resist fluffy potato snacks. And there we have it. I may do another look next week at some of the other snacks here, but if you want to order one of these subscription boxes, or both, why not? Then be sure to click the link in the description and the pinned comment and use the code SWITCH to get a $5 off your first order and support us. Thanks to Sakuraco and Tokyo Treat for sponsoring this episode. Alright, the community spotlight. Executive producer Jennifer M got in these two visual novel import exclusives, two absolute beasts at that. That has to be at least 200 hours of story on just those two cartridges, maybe even more. Executive producer Cartoon Soren sent in this picture, rather humorously putting his One Step from Eden upside down, a mild protest for the controversy around that release. Never forget. Mika and family sent in this photo. Thanks for using our links to pick up many of the games here. Massively appreciate it, really, I really do. A mixture of visual novels and action games. I'm really surprised RP Golf Legends didn't get a Western physical with limited run because they work with Kemco a lot. Maybe one for the future. Dame Fortuna sent in this photo showing off the European edition of Brigade, which has some fabulous artwork. So much detail, it's almost overwhelming on the eyes. I love it, it's beautiful. Executive producer Robotech sent in these games. They got in a couple from Red Art, including Unto the End, which is perhaps one of their more obscure releases. Really didn't see that a lot in this section. Mickey McFlynn sent in this photo showing a Fire Emblem, Three Hopes, and a bright and colourful release of Windjammers 2. Look at that style. Scarkill sent in this photo showing off a couple of shmup import exclusives. They don't have English, but it's not entirely necessary. Tiger Heli and Flying Shark. Executive producer God of Risen picked up these games. They managed to snag the limited edition of Overlord. Sadly, it looks well sold out by now and not sure it will be coming back. Keep an eye out. Visipon sent in this photo. They also got in the collector's edition of Brigandine. I wonder if there was a restock or a sale or maybe just a coincidence because it's gorgeous. Sarah Loves Coffee got in these import exclusive visual novels. There are a surprising amount. I think there's like 40 VNs that have English but are exclusive to Japan. So many. Transient Image, thanks for using our links to purchase some Super Robot Wars goodness. I really hope you enjoy the badassery on show here. That is a lot of content, probably like 300 hours or something insane like that. Executive producer Z sent in this photo showing off some recent pickups. Picked up Labyrinth of Refrain in time for the upcoming sequel, which looks really good. I know a lot of people really enjoyed the dungeon crawling RPG. Executive producer Vey sent in these games. He picked up that interesting collection for the Capcom fighting games release, the double pack that includes the old Street Fighter release. Executive producer Issa sent in these games a couple of obscure games I talked about the last couple of weeks. Quest for Excalibur and Zombie Knight Terror, two games I wasn't sure would actually come out, but they did. Here they are. Thanks, Issa. Michelle Katani, thanks for using our links to pick up these games. They got in the import exclusive Lethal League Blaze, which is not seen very often, an early edition of Eurokill. We should have a review of that on VN Paradise later this week. Art Phoenix Asordis showed off these two versions of Deathsmiles. I do like the fact that they try something different with strictly limited release, and it's fine, but I think I just prefer the retail release. Demsifer picked up these 4 releases which contain a mind-blowing amount of content. It would be nice if the 2 on the left were complete on cart instead of having downloads, but it is what it is. Strange storyline sent in this picture with 2 classic JRPGs. I really wish Bandai would go full square and release more Tales of games on the Switch. That would be nice. Executive producer Instacritic sent in this photo, picking up the lovely cover art of Baba Is You. Absolutely love that. It's like you can almost feel the plasticine on the cover. Where's Y2K? Thanks for using our links to pick up these 3 fine games. The Asian cover of Centennial Case. Obviously, this was never going to be a mass appeal game, but hey, at least it's better than the FMV shite limited run shit out. Executive producer Parsnip Coffee sent in this picture. They got in the cute Witchwood from Super Rare. It has a really nice cover art. Love the little touch of the potion dangling down there. Vast Neon picked up the AI Somnium Files games. I should really play both of these. I'm a fan of the creator and the game style, so it should be right up my alley. Okay, let's have a roundup. Ty Whittle, Aaron Peterson, William Hutchins, JP, Choco Loco James, The One, Kiel, Psych Villain, Robin Hatherall, Cypheria, Theo, Retro Yoshi, Ashura G, Gannicus, Needless Dragon, Kraid, Ying, McLaren, Starvey, West Country Blue, Champ Dancer. Alright, please send me pictures on Twitter, so what about game? You can DM me or tag me in a post and use the hashtag Let's Get Physical. Email address, switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com. You can send it there, or in our Discord in the submissions section. The Discord server link is below. Please only send me 1 picture per week. If you send me more than 1, I won't use it. Okay, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Get Physical. Special thanks to our executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Rumor, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Elissa, Punky Doosa, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Z, Raven Knights, Thorn Metal Luna, Parsnip Coffee, Issa, Vey, Mental Traveler, Grand Cert, Viz, Jennifer M, Instacritic, Precision Plague, and Kadacha. Thank you for your support. Plus you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, you're a legend of the highest order. If you did watch all the way through, leave me a emoji with something to do with Monster Hunter. Sunbreak, leave me a sun emoji. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Alright, go check out a bit more Jordan, the new video. Check out both the videos. They're both entertaining and funny. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. And also bargains. We had bargains yesterday. Don't miss that. And yeah, check out some other stuff. We'll see you guys over there. Have a good one.